In the past, the Iranians have choreographed their response to Israeli and American airstrikes through back channels. And they did that because they didn't want to risk a wider war or a regional war. And so typically what would happen is that the Iranians, through intermediaries, would speak to the United States and say, here's the places that we're going to target. And then that ensured that there weren't going to be, for instance, large numbers of American soldiers being killed or civilians being killed. This time, though, they said that they knew if another war was launched, that it was going to be an attempt to decapitate the leadership of the government, and it was going to be an existential war. And so the Iranians created or implemented what they called the Mosaic defense. They understood that probably the supreme leader and senior figures within the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps were going to be assassinated in the opening moments of this war. So they delegated command authority further down the chain, and they gave pre-authorization to hit swiftly a bank of targets in both the Persian Gulf and in Israel. And that's why you saw a very, very quick response where the Iranians rained missiles down on Israel and also began a series of attacks against U.S. military installations throughout the Persian Gulf. What I understand from sources, though, is after that first 72-hour period or so, as the Iranian state institutions and leadership began to sort of delegate authority to new leaders and people stepped in the command authority, there started to be a more central strategizing that took place. The Iranians that I'm talking to right now see the position as this. They understand it's an asymmetric war. They understand that the United States is an overwhelmingly stronger military power. They don't see themselves as having to defeat the United States militarily. What they want to do is inflict enough pain, cause enough problems, economically for the United States, but also regionally for the United States among its allies, including all these Gulf countries that cut business deals with Trump, and that their view is they're not going to sign a ceasefire on what they call Trump's terms. So as he looks for an off-ramp right now, it seems, the Iranians are saying, our conditions are not the same as yours, and you don't decide when this war ends. Wars of attrition benefit the less powerful side, and even though the Iranians are taking a massive, massive pounding right now, 1,300 plus civilians killed, certainly conventional military assets wiped out, they believe that they have Trump painting himself into a corner.